I'll let you know why we are writing particular graphics dot graphics and then G. Okay, I'm having very less time now. I have some urgent work, so I just wanted to keep that program in front of you. And so this was our normal Java program. This was not an applet program. Second thing, we have gone through with the applet program, and we have seen that particular. For every applet program, there are two things to be done. One is you have to write the Java program, Java applet program. Second thing is you have to write the HTML code pertaining to that particular Java program, so that the Java program can be sent to the client machine and can be downloaded from that particular part. Usually, this HTML file will be present as a part of your website, and by clicking on the link, the client will download the Java applet program back to their system and execute it. So to execute it, there were two. One was by using Applet Viewer, which is for the developer's purpose. Second is by using the normal web browser, which is able to execute the Java applet program. Similarly, I kept one more applet program where I wanted to display why exactly are we going to use graphics.g. Actually, graphics.g, graphics is a class and G is the object of that class. This graphics class is containing the function called as drawString. Like drawString, we have got draw, we have got draw ellipse, we have got draw other draw line, certain like that. Since we are using a function of this class, we have to first access that function using the object. So we are using G over here as the object of graphics class. So I have written G dot drawString. And since we have included or extended the functionality of applet, also inherited whatever are they defined in the applet class, one of the function which is there in the applet class is set background. Very similar to set background, we have got one more called set foreground. So if you want to have a background color of our screen output result to be changed, then we will use set background as the function, and we'll what color do we want that particular background to be. Here pink is the color name called as property, and color color is the class which is containing this particular property. So now show status is also one of the functions present in applet, which will be displayed in the bottom right corner of your web page. And this is how our second applet program is going to be looking like. So here I kept one small depiction of how the normal Java program get converted into source file to bytecode, from bytecode to output. Just for your understanding purpose, please go through this slide once again. Okay, wherever it is possible, pause this video and try to go through it. So I have kept one more program here. What will be the output of this particular program? Put it in the chat box. Okay, so whatever the output, you understood the way the program is getting executed, right? So let us move forward. Here, I was talking about the various ways of comments. There are two ways. Actually, the third one falls in the second one, actually. So we say there are three types of comments here. One is line comment, second is block comment. Line comment is one single line comment, which is as usual in C and C++. You will put two forward slashes and then put the message, single line message which you wanted to display. Block comment will be of two categories. One will be the one which you have adopted in the C++ and C for multi-line comments. Second one is Java doc comments. This Java doc comments are going to display what is the information with regard to the person who has developed your software and what is the purpose of your software actually. And this block comments will be used for making explanatory work of the functionalities, why the function was used, why that particular variable name was selected, why that particular value was taken as a default value. But when you wanted to have a detailed overview of what is the main program meant for, overview of the entire program, then you will put it in Java doc. So what will be the benefit of Java doc is this Java document will help us, Java doc comment will help us to automatically generate documentation of your entire program. Instead of you putting all the formatting styles and everything, this Java document will automatically take those comments and put them into proper formatting in order to make a documentation of your entire program. So that was with regard to the programs. Now I have kept one screen with regard to how do we the programs into IDE, integrated development environment, and one of the best IDEs which exists is NetBeans. I have kept the procedure for NetBeans. How do you create the particular file and how do you write the program? Please go through these procedures one after the other. I'm not going to explain them now because they are self-explanatory. Will not work on these. So just for simplicity's sake, just to introduce it to you, I have put it forth in front of you. Now, my target is not just to display the matter on the screen, default one. I want to read the data from the console as an input value. So to read the data from console, just like we had print ln function, we have got one new function present inside a class called as system.in. To represent all the input devices, we will use in object, which is a part of our system class. So we have got a class called as scanner. This scanner class is responsible for making or reading the data from the system. Clear? So to create an object of the scanner class, we'll use scanner class name space input, which is our own given word, which is our own given name for an object. You can keep any name over here, equal to new, which is a keyword, space class name, and then in the parenthesis we'll pass system.in. System.in represents the all the input devices. Do remember this thing. So whatever input we are having, keyboard or mouse or whatever it may be, all the inputs will be read from that particular system and put it back into the input object. So using that input object, we can make a call to some functions to read the value. Now, to perform easy computation, Java is very easy language. Instead of we reading the data from the console, converting it back into double format, scanner class has got built-in functions which will take the data as a string value, convert them back into its corresponding data type. So I wanted to read the data in the type of values. So I have got next double as one of the reading functions. Just like your scanf, here you are having a function called as next double. If you wanted to read a value of integer type, you will write next int. If you are trying to read just string value, no need to mention anything, just write next. Okay, so you have got different functions for reading different types of values. Do remember, as that of your C language, we need not worry about percentile S, percentile C, percentile D, all that stuff is not needed. Java is plain and simple. Just write what is the scanner object name, dot what is the data type that you wanted to read, type of value that you wanted to read. So this next double will read the data from the keyboard with the help of input object and put the data value into a radius variable which has been declared of type double. So to demonstrate it, I have kept one program here. Please go through this program carefully. There is one more program kept here. So these two programs are meant for homework. You have to go through these programs and understand how they are going to work, and you have to ask me if there is any doubt. I'll be available now. If you have any doubt, you can ask me in the chat box. Let us move forward for next topic, which is Java literals. Literal in English means anything which is having a fixed meaning behind it. Any word or anything that has got a fixed meaning behind it. For example, the word true has got its own meaning, which means that its value is true. Something which we are relating with it is always true. There is false, another word. That false, F-A-L-S-E, means something which is related with it is false in nature. Similarly, numerical 1, 2, 3, so on. They are written as numerical values, but they have got their meanings that 4 means only 4 objects or 4 numbers, something like that. Their values will never change. Universally, they will be the same. So those things are called as literals. So in case of literals, we have got various types of literals, and those are these categories. Integer literals, we have got floating point literals, we have got character literals, Boolean literals, and string literals. So in case of integer literals, this 100 is an integer literal. In case of floating point literals, we have got 14.5, which is a double value in case of Java, and it is double type of literal. But if I want to make it as a float, suppose 14.5, normally in C++ and C, the size of double is 8 characters, right? Integer 2 bytes, float 4, and double 8 bytes. But here I don't want it to waste 8 bytes. I want to put it or compress it into 4 bytes. So I will write F beside it to denote that it should be compressed into a floating point value. Similarly, we have got character literals which are kept in single quotes. Do remember you have to mention only one single alphabet or one single numerical value. There should not be two alphabets or two numerical values in this particular character literal. Boolean literals, as I said earlier, true and false. And string literals, something which has in double quotes is called as a string literal. Okay. So we have got various other literals also coming up, like for example \t. It represents a tab, 4 spaces. Null character, \zeros. New line character, \n. Along with the backslash categorization, I have also kept what is the hash coded, what is the hexadecimal values for those particular representations. So please make a note of them also. You need not remember all those. You just remember \b is for backspace, \t is for tab, for null character \0, for new line character \n, for carriage written \r. Like that, I have kept 3 or 4 more. So in case of identifiers, the same rules applies as that of your C and C++. Identifiers are the elements such as class names, method names, or methods over here are the functions, and variable names or literal names, whatever we wanted to have. So whatever rules are there for your C and C++, the same rules apply back again. White spaces are the extra spaces which we keep in between various wordings. For example, void main is there. I'll write void and then keep 4 spaces and then main. So that particular 4 spaces are called as white spaces. And it may be something like a new line character, it may be a tab, it may be just a blank space, or it may be a carriage return. So some example programs I have kept for each thing. Please go through them carefully. If you have any doubt, you can ask me. Coming next, variables are the temporary storage names that we give to the memory locations so that a value can be saved inside them and can be used within our program. So every variable will have a scope associated with it. Scope in the sense in which part of our program code can that particular variable be used and how long that particular value within that variable will be valid. So in order to mention that we are making use of a name to a memory location, we have to tell what is the type of value that is going to be saved in that memory location. That is done by using the data type. So we will mention the data type and then the name of the variable. For example, int count. This int is the data type and count is the name of the variable that we have created here. So similarly, you can create any type of names, any type of data type can be used. How many data types are there? What are those things? We will go through them in 4th unit, coming on unit. Coming further down, name constraints. If you want a particular variable to contain a value which will be constant, which will never change unless and until the program is terminated, then you will use a constant variable. That to create a constant variable to tell the compiler that once the value is initialized in the variable, it should never change within the program. Even if someone tries to change that particular value, it should give an error message. We'll use a keyword called as final. We'll use a keyword called as final. In C and C++, we had used a keyword called as const. C-O-N-S-T, const. We used to write const int and I is equal to 2 or something like that. But here we have got a variable called as, we have got a keyword called as final. We'll write final keyword, then the data type, and then the constant variable name, and then we'll initialize it to some default value. But do remember this value, once it has been initialized to this variable, it will never change within the program. So I have kept one more program here trying to depict how that particular constant variables are created. I have kept clearly what is the line in the comment. Please go through them by pausing the video. Okay. Here I have kept a detailed architectural overview of various components that makes up your Java compiler. Java is not a small programming language. It is a very vast programming language which is composed of various components which will make different features which are helpful for web development and software development. We'll discuss about this in the fourth unit. So that was there as a third unit. If you have any doubt, please raise it. We'll try to finish the unit now. क्लास फिनिश कर दिया सर क्लास फिनिश कर दिया मैं काम कर रहा हूँ 67 लोग हैं थैंक यू फिर मेरे को यहाँ पे कहीं नहीं बता रहा फोन आ गया पेन ड्राइव नहीं है तो लैपटॉप से फोन में डाल रहा हूँ फोन से आपके लैपटॉप में है एक्सेस करने नहीं दे रहा नहीं नहीं है नहीं है एक्चुअली एक्चुअली मेरे ख्याल से ये कार्ड रीडर है यहाँ से मेमोरी कार्ड डाल के ये फोन की मेमोरी कार्ड रहती है ना इसमें डाल के कनेक्ट करने का है हाँ कार्ड रीडर है नहीं होता नहीं, इसमें आ गया नहीं आ गया देख रहा था। हाँ, परमानेंट है जाता सर। हाँ, 2007। हाँ, कर लेते रहते सर। 2010 का ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम चल रहा था। वो आया था लेटेस्ट वर्जन 2019 का आया था। आता लेकिन बहुत प्रॉब्लम। एक तो बहुत ज्यादा मेमोरी कंज्यूम कर लेते वो। हाँ। उसको डी ड्राइव में सेव करके रखो। ठीक है। नहीं नहीं, आपको ऑन है। आपको करने का वो समझ 11 को निकाल। तीन तीन चार चलते तो चल, लेकिन पूरा चलेगा समझो डिपार्टमेंट तो चिल्ला ले। ये परमिशन नहीं तो तुमने तो कोई तो भी यहाँ पे संभालना है कॉलेज। आज वहाँ पे मीटिंग है थोड़ी सी कमिश्नर के पास। कहाँ से आते हैं? वो एसोसिएशन सीएस के मीट का रिप्रेजेंटेशन नहीं दिए वो भी देंगे बोल के हैं जैसा। देंगे देंगे उसको भी देंगे। अभी ये मीट में द सीएस मीट विद केसीआर भाई लगा हुआ हूँ भाई, नको सा करो सही बात है। That's the best thing that I like from you. You'll always be a pushing factor behind it. But we are trying our level best. Right? We are trying certain links. So the lecture skills total change, but there is least सब लोग उस समय इसके ऊपर रिवीजन कमेटी के ऊपर सर आपके पास नहीं, मेरे पास से डालने नहीं दे रहा, क्या करूं? एक्सेस डिनाइड, एक्सेस डिनाइड आ गया यहाँ पे ईमेल। रिप्रेजेंटेशन बना रहा हूँ जैसा ऑलमोस्ट हो गया, फाइनलाइज हो गया उसको कर नहीं भेजा मैं। वो डिफरेंशिएट नको बात करो वर्ल्ड एसोसिएशन सो मैटर कुछ भी एक ही वन फ्रंट आगे की बोल सकता। हेलो कब तक? ठीक है आज मैं 11 को रेडी हो जा रहा हूँ। नहीं नहीं जा भी ले रहा हूँ, अभी तक क्लास ले लिया था, यहाँ पे एंगेज भी करना पड़ा हमें। ठीक है नहीं नहीं फोके ले लेंगे। जिधर से मिले उधर से कोशिश करके लेंगे बोलते हैं। नहीं 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 हूँ मैं। हाँ पूरा वहाँ पे डिस्कशन में हुआ ना सब हुआ, तुम नहीं थे वो मीटिंग में। अब जैसा समझे वैसा है वो, जैसा समझे वैसा है। सबके सामने बगैर रखे के एक चीज बोलो, कल जो नलगोंडा वाले करे वो कौन सा सही था वो काम? फिर वही बैक टू पेविलियन हुआ ना भाई। अब तक क्या गलती करे बोले तो भाई, जो चीज रख रहे अपन एक बार सबके सामने रख दे के बात करे तो सब मसला बर्खास्त था ना। नहीं, टाइम का कुछ भी नहीं है। ग्रुप्स बने हुए, एक ग्रुप में डाल दी है, खत्म हो गई बात। वरना देख लेते उन लोगों को भी एक आइडिया रहता। अब अपने को पहले से बैकलैशेस थे वहां पे,